Wave to Earth, Homesick, guitar tabs, and guitar lesson. So we have basically a main progression that's the majority of the song here, and just kind of a few little pickup notes, and this gets pretty loose. You can, pick around in it, play around with it a little bit, but kind of like the bare bones version of it here, we have a little pickup note into an E major 7. So we'll hit this 7 on the B into the E major 7. So this bar chord style here where we go 7A, 9D, 8 on the G, and 9 on the B. So we went into the chord, hold that for a moment, then we hit a pickup note into the next chord, which is basically just the bottom couple strings, the 9 on the B and the 7 on the high E. Okay, into an E minor. So all we do there is just kind of flip around a little bit. We got the 7A, 9 D and G with the 8B. Okay, next pickup note here is the 7 on the B. Leads us down to an E flat minor 7. So kind of a similar shape that we had there, but we just drop it down a fret, lift the pinky up. So we got the 6 on the A, 8D, 6 on the G, and a 7 on the B. All right, and then we just hit that 7 on the B as the pickup note for the next one. And we just get to a flat bar chord. So 4 on the E, 6 A and D, 5 G, 5 B. You go to the 4 high E if you want. Okay, and we hit that, and then we do these 3 pickup notes back into the start of the whole thing, which is basically initially just the bottom part of the chord, so the 5 G, 4 on the B and E. All right, and then we go that 4B to a 5, keep the 5 G, 4 high E, and then to the 7 on the B with the 4E, 5 on the G. And if that's too much of a stretch for you, you can just kind of do the 5G, 7B, and that should be fine. All right, and then from there we can just loop that progression for the intro, the verses, all that good stuff, the outro. And eventually we'll get to this little interlude section. Initially, it's just kind of one guitar here, and it's picking through just arpeggiated stuff here. It's basically going from like D, G, B string. And initially we start at this spot where we go 6D, 6G, open B. And we just crank through it just like that about 5 times. Move down to this spot where we have the 2D, 3G, and an open B. Do that a couple times. And then the third time we do this little sneak where we make that open B a 4, and then we do the 2, 3 to that 4B. And then just right back off to the open. So 2, 3 open a couple more times. All right, and then we just stay on that. The bass kind of shifts, but we just stay here. And we just pick through that about 7 times, 2, 3 to open. It's about 7 times or so there. And then we wrap it up by doing 4 on the D, 5, G, 4B. Back to the 5G, and then a 5B. All right, so that's the first guitar, and then, we would get back to the main progression. We get to, I guess what you'd call like the official bridge section, where the first guitar is repeating that interlude part, but there's a second guitar that comes over the top of it. And it's kind of just doing, just a variant of what the other guitar is doing, just kind of holding notes longer. Maybe switching the B string a little bit more. So we go, for the second guitar, we do 6D, 6G, 4B, and then back to the 6G, but we hold the notes a little bit longer. We make them a little bit closer together the second time through, the D and the G, the 6 and the 6. Gets a little kind of hitch there that happens. Then we'll drop down to that 2, 3 open look. Pick that just as we did this spot. Throw in that 4B the second time through. All right. But now we switch to a kind of a new look here where we'll keep that 2D, but we want a 1G, have a 2B, and have the 2 on the high E loaded up when we need it. But we go 2D, 1G, 2B, 1G. Then we'll hit that 2 on the high E, 2B, 1G, 2B. Go back to that previous look with the 2, 3 open, back to the 3 on the G. And then we do the little 4, 5, 4 chord from the first guitar look there to wrap it up. So 4D, 5G, and 4 on the B. And then just make that 4B a 5.